With coverage you can count on. Now your First Warn 5 forecast with meteorologist Bryan Bachman.
All right, good Tuesday evening, everyone. A pretty quiet day here across mid-Michigan once again. And when you take that chill out of the equation, you know, with that sunshine, actually made for a pretty nice day across the region. Of course, those winds not really helping our cause today. And in fact, we only stand to see them increase as we head into tomorrow. But before we get back to the nice weather, we got a little disturbance that's going to sneak on through the area tonight. We'll talk about that coming up. First, though, we'll look at conditions outside tonight. Here's a look over the CMU campus up in Mount Pleasant this evening, where it's a chilly but quiet night. Temperature right there at 30 degrees. Feels closer to the middle 20s when you factor in just a light southeast wind for the moment at about 4 miles per hour, but those will generally be increasing as we head through the overnight period and then especially tomorrow. So get ready for another day of some pretty nasty wind chills by the time we head into our Wednesday. Looking at temperatures around the rest of the region tonight, not a whole lot of variation around much of the area. Still hanging on to the low 30s in Saginaw, Owasso, and Flint, all at 32 degrees right now. 29 for Bad Axe and Cara this evening, also 29. When you head to the west for Alma and Mount Pleasant, Houghton Lake, you come in at about 25 degrees and a pair of 30s. Off to the east for Oscoda and Port Hope tonight. Factor in those wind chills. Not nearly as pronounced as they've been in recent weeks, but still a factor nonetheless. Feels like 18 degrees when you factor in the wind at Houghton Lake tonight, and basically middle to even upper 20s for the real feel in the air for most of the rest of us. Still under that Arctic air mass, although as you can see, a lot of those very cold violet colors there, they've receded well back to the north into Canada, leaving us just with a smattering of 30s and some upper 20s the farther north you head up toward the UP and even into northern lower Michigan, but some milder weather out toward Omaha. It's 42 degrees there. Some of that weather will reach us over the next several days, but it's going to be a little while before it gets here. Saw a couple of flurries in and around the region, especially as you headed north this evening. Those will become a little bit more numerous as we see a disturbance kind of draping its way back through the UP and back into portions of Wisconsin and Minnesota tonight as that little cold front sneaks through. It'll bring a round of some freezing drizzle, likely in some areas, and also a few lighter snow showers. But really all that considered, not too much of an impressive system, that is, at least as far as how disruptive this weather will be. Still, nonetheless, watch out for some slick roadways, especially if you have to do any late night travel tonight. Taking you through the overnight period on your First Warn 5 hour-by-hour forecast, we'll see those clouds increase over the course of the evening, going pretty much overcast probably by about 9 p.m. Then we'll see the snow start to break out, starting from the northwest, so West Branch to Gladwin, and then back toward Houghton Lake, also through Oscoda and Harrisville. You'll likely start to see these snow showers breaking out by about midnight. Everybody stands a chance to see some of these swing through at some point during the overnight period, but again, very light in nature, just enough to maybe just ice over some of those area roadways, so be especially careful. Then the clouds break up tomorrow. We'll get back to the sunshine, and that nice stretch of weather, albeit on the chillier side, will take us through the remainder of the week. So for tonight, we're looking at a low of about 27 degrees, some scattered light snow possible. Watch out for those icy roads. For tomorrow, 35 degrees with decreasing clouds. But notice the winds will be in the mid-30s, but the wind chills with a west wind at about 10 to 20, making it feel closer to the 20s. Wednesday night brings us to the 30s and 20s once again. So it's an icy overnight tonight, and then we're calling it the Quiet 5. We'll talk about what that means coming up at 6 o'clock.
Oh, after the icy overnight.
That's right.
Yeah, yikes. Be careful
Small
on those
price
roads
to pay.
out there.
Yep, definitely be careful.
Thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you.